Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of MYOG, Make or Modify Your Own Gear. And in this episode, we are going to revisit our homemade little spice shaker for camping and the outdoors. Recently, I had someone ask me, can you make a bigger one? This one's really small. It doesn't hold a lot of spices. And I said, sure. And here is our bigger one. It's much larger. Has almost twice the volume as this one. And I'm going to show you how we're going to make that today. But first, let's get into the tools you're going to need for this MYOG. You're going to need a sharp-pointed scribe, a pair of scissors, a hole punch, consumables. You're going to need some sandpaper, some all-purpose cement or glue for plastics that is food safe. This is used on plumbing pipe for water. It is food safe. Also, you're going to need 2 Gatorade bottles. You're going to need a 12 fluid ounce, this is the little one right here, or 355 milliliter, and a 20 fluid ounce, or 1.25, or 591 milliliter. Now, the larger bottle, what I'm about to tell you doesn't apply to it. It only applies to these smaller bottles. When you get a smaller bottle, you're going to want to look in this cap, and you see that ridge in there? That ridge makes this really not good for this MYOG. What you're looking for, here's another bottle, almost identical to that one, but you see the seal in there? It's a flat style gummy type seal. This is the type of cap and top you want, not this one. You're going to need some food-safe plastic containers like this with flat surfaces. I got this 3-pack at the $1.25 store. Soon to be the $1.50 store, the way inflation's going. Also going to need a knife of some kind to cut your stuff. So the first thing we want to do, wash out your bottles really good, get them super clean. Now we got these bottles clean. We're going to take our knife, and you see the shoulder right here? We want to preserve as much of the shoulder as we can. About 6 millimeter or 1/4 of an inch of this material we want to save. The rest of this is garbage. So let me cut this. This is the big bottle. Okay, we got that off. Then we can go ahead and take our scissors. We can trim the rest of this material off, but we want to keep that straight shoulder, as much of it as we can. Okay, so you'll end up with a piece like this. I got a little bit more there to trim. Okay. Now we move on to the smaller bottle. Now when we cut the smaller bottle, not only do we want to preserve the shoulder here, we want a little bit of this flare from where the bottle gets larger. We want a little bit of that preserved too. So don't cut all the way to the shoulder. Okay. Now this is a little bit too much of flare, so we are going to cut it down. Okay, now we're going to check this, and we want to be able to fit this piece inside here, and we're close, so we just keep trimming this until we can fit it. Okay. Oh, that's so close. See, you want to get this to where it fits in there nice and snug, so you want to be careful at this point how much material you take off. it's so close to fitting. Okay. Alright, I think I got it right about where I want it. Except I'm going to have to do a little sanding. Because the tighter your fit, the less glue you're going to have to use. Yep, right like that. Now let me take this cap off here so you can see it a little clearer. So you have these two pieces, and it fits right up to this shoulder here inside the other one, just like that. While I'm at it, let's get rid of these little rings. Okay, so this is what we got. The small one fits inside the larger one, shoulder to shoulder, just like that. And now we want to take our sandpaper. We want to sand the inside edge of this. We're roughing up the plastic so the glue has something to stick to. And that's the kind of fit we're looking for. We do the same thing on the outer part of this shoulder so the glue has something to stick to. Okay. You want to take your food grade plastic and with a flat surface, take your small Gatorade bottle opening. This is the side that the cap screws onto. Okay. And we're going to place that on top of this plastic. We're going to use our sharp pointed scribe. And we're going to scribe out a circle. And you see that circle there that we scribed out? Now you're going to use your scissors, cut this out. Here's our piece. We finish cutting it out right on the scribe line. Once you have it cut out, you want it to fit inside your small Gatorade bottle opening snugly, but not super tight. You might have to adjust it here and there. And I can see I'm going to have to do a little sanding on this in places. Okay, so we have that fitting snugly in there without distorting too much. I'm going to do a little bit more sanding on it and get it just perfect. So once we have our disc fitting in here the way we want it, now we come in with our hole puncher, and you can go ahead and you can do this any old way you want. Me, I like doing 5 holes. Kind of like a look like the 5-point hole set up from a old dice, if you know what I mean. So we end up with a guy like that with 5 holes in it. Or you could do as many holes as you want. fit it back in here. Okay. All right. So we have this fit with the holes the way we want it. We're going to take our cap, put our cap back on here tight. We're going to put this down in here and tamp it down against the seal. Just like that. Now that helps level our top. I'm going to come in here with the glue. And I got a piece of a bamboo skewer. The cat took the rest. I tell you. I'm going to take a little bit of glue. And I'm going to go around the edge here. So when we got the glue spread around here very evenly, you can use a Q-tip to kind of clean up any areas where you might have got glue, little excess glue. And now we want to let this harden up. So while this hardens up, we can go on to the next step. I'm going to use a Q-tip here, and we're going to spread some glue around the outer part of this shoulder. So let me get some glue here. You want to add a decent amount of glue here. We want a very strong connection, and there's a small gap between the two pieces that we want to fill. Let me get a little bit more. Okay, so we got a decent amount of glue here. We're going to go ahead and insert it. And we're going to try to rotate it, and I can already see I'm going to need more glue. So, we're going to try to add some glue directly to this piece. Okay. All right, now rotate it, and this will help distribute the glue. And we got a little bit of cleanup to do in here. All right. Now, you can set this aside and let this glue harden up overnight. So we have our finished spice shaker, which is significantly bigger than the original one we made. Let's fill it up with some salt and see how much it holds. I've gone ahead and I've filled our completed spice shaker with Himalayan pink salt. And we're going to see by weight how much it holds. So the scale is zeroed and set to kilograms. That's a lot of salt. 27 grams or 1 ounce exactly will fit in here. That's pretty decent. Well, that's going to conclude this MYOG. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. And I will see you later on out in those woods over there, hopefully enjoying a very well cooked meal with your spice of choice. Everybody have a great night.